sugar plums, welcome back to my channel. Today guys, we're bringing you a DIY that is extremely fun to make because it's cheap and the result is extremely beautiful. We're gonna go ahead and make a floor vase using only styrofoam cups and plate, a balloon, some cement, and some other little stuff. Guys, thank you so much for stopping by. If you haven't done so, go ahead, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so you can be notified on all my DIYs. Guys, without any further ado, if you're ready, let's just go ahead and jump into that tutorial. Okay guys, now the first thing that we're going to be doing is take a medium-sized styrofoam plate, use some painter's tape to attach it to a balloon. Make sure you use enough tape so that way, your plate will not come off anytime, while you're making your project. Now, the second thing we're going to be doing is take two styrofoam cups, cut the inside of it, and then cut one of the cup, like a quarter to the top, so we can stick one cup inside the other, and then we're going to tape that part, and then use two smaller version of the styrofoam plate. We're going to put one at the top without doing anything to it, and the second one we're going to cut the rim of it and then put at the bottom of the other cup, so that way when we place it, we'll have like something for the balloon to be attached to and grip onto. I wanted my vase to have a long neck, so that's why I choose to make my vase with the cup and the plate. But guys, you can do any type of vase you want, as long as you have a balloon and some other little stuff, it's fine. You can make any type of vase you want. Once you place it and tape it to the balloon, you'll have an idea what your vase is gonna be looking like after you're done. Okay, now that we have a form, guys, is actually the time to make the actual vase. Now we're gonna go ahead and use some papier mache technique to do the vase. Now basically what it is just white glue using the 1-to-1 ratio with some water, and attach some paper and glue the paper to the balloon. Any type of paper that you have, wrapping paper or newspaper, just cut them in little pieces and put them, put the glue, put the paper on top, put another layer of glue on top of it. Now I went and did that 3 times. So with between each layer, guys, you have to let it dry completely. Now to make sure that our vase is very sturdy, we're gonna go ahead and use some cement, making the mixture not too liquidy nor too thick. With a painter's brush, you're gonna brush the mixture onto your vase, and then we're gonna let it dry. And then guys, we're gonna repeat that same step 3 times. To make the vase, it's a little bit of time consuming, because you have to let it dry, and I had to let it dry overnight, like for 2 days after I finished, making sure the cement was completely dry and hardened enough, because we don't want our vase to fall apart after doing all this hard work. A little tip I can give you is, after doing your last layer, 15 minutes after you're putting your last layer on, mix like 1 spoon of cement with a cup of water, and with that water mixture, just brush it into your your vase. That way it will serve as a sealant, and it will put moisture back into your vase, so that way your vase will not crack, the cement will not crack. Now after your vase is completely dry, I went over it and sand it with a 100 grit sandpaper, and then with a 120 grit sandpaper as well. Now after we finish doing that, we make sure we remove all the dust, and then I'm gonna go ahead and use a silver gray oil paint to paint the whole thing. And then while the paint is still wet, I'm gonna go over it and add some glitter. I want the background to be very shiny, and I want it to pop. So I went and used some black glitter, some white iridescent glitter, and some red and pink glitter, and went over it all again with the white iridescent glitter. We're gonna go ahead and let our vase dry overnight, so the glitter can adhere to it, and then we will move on to the next step. Okay guys, because I wanted my vase to be like a flower vase, and I wanted to have a ballerina dancing on it, So I went and sketched, the way I wanted my ballerina to look, and then I went and perfected it. And then I'm gonna go ahead and cut that drawing and attach it to the vase. But be very careful when you do that, because this is just regular paper. You don't want that to rip while you're putting, too much glue, into it, or rub it, too much. So be extremely careful when you do this part. Okay guys, now that our ballerina is completely dry, I went and painted the body with a metallic bronze color and then leave the skirt as is. Now to define the ballerina, I went over it with a really tiny brush, and then we use some black acrylic paint, and then we're gonna go and contour the whole ballerina, the skirt, the whole body. That way your ballerina will be defined, and then it'll pop more. Okay, once we finish, contouring the ballerina with the black paint, this is how it's gonna be looking after we finish doing the whole process. Now guys, I had prepared some flour the night before. Basically what I did is it takes like some white clear epoxy, and then brush over the flowers and sprinkle some white iridescent glitter on top of it, so that way the flower will be shiny and sort of hard, but not too hard, but they will be hard, because I wanted the skirt flowers to look different from the flower that's gonna be on the vase. So we're gonna go ahead and use a total of 9 big flowers, using some pink and some red flowers for the skirt. And there was gonna be a little part at the for her skirt that's not gonna have a flower on it, but I went and used a tiny little small pink flower to make sure that the whole skirt was completely covered. Okay, after finish attaching the flowers, this is what our little ballerina is gonna be looking like. So I went and traced like a swirl, around the long neck of the vase, because I wanted flowers to go and swirl up to the neck of the vase, almost like the flower is like part of her dancing. So that's what I want to do. And then I went in all over the round long neck of the vase, and then put like a swirl of tiny little flowers. And then we're gonna go ahead and add something later on to finish the top part of the neck. Moving on to the bottom part of a vase, I went with some pink and purple roses, and then I glued them to the bottom part of the vase. Now in the center of each one of the pink one, I added a yellow pearl. In the center of the purple one, I added a white pearl. Now with the leaves and the stems that I had removed from the flowers previously, I went and spray paint them gold. We're gonna go ahead and glue them at the bottom of the vase, all around the vase, making it look like, they are coming from the roses at the bottom. We're gonna go ahead and do that for the whole vase, and then we'll be right back to go to the next steps. Now this is what it looked like after we finish adding those leaf. Now moving on to the neck of the vase, we're gonna use that table mat. I'm not sure if that's what you call it, but the pattern was extremely pretty, so I went and cut it, you know, a little piece, and then, you know, glue it all along the neck of the vase all the way to the top. And to fill up any part, you know, that the mat didn't cover, we're gonna go ahead and use some of the small flowers, you know, to cover those parts. Okay, after finished doing that, moving on to the back of a vase, I went ahead and added those three stem that had leaves on it. This part was a little bit difficult because it was hard for me to glue them and make them stay. So I had to use a liquid contact, glue, which take time. I didn't like it at all. So to cover this part, I went and glue some three leaves, you know, type of flower that I had previously removed from the roses, and then we also went and painted the whole thing, you know, gold as well. And then we're gonna go ahead and use about like 10 or 12 leaves all together to make a pattern on the back of the vase. And then with a pack of small buttons that I had purchased, I also went and spray painted them gold, and then I used them to put in the center of each one of the leaves. Now we're gonna go ahead and do that, and then we'll show you what it looks like after. So after finishing putting all leaves in a button, this is what it looks like. Now to make the side of the vase, you know, a little more, you know, flowery, I should say, I'm gonna go ahead and use some big flowers and some small flowers, as well as some golden buttons. You just go with any type of pattern. There is no rhyme or reason, but just remember, you know, whatever pattern that you choose on one side, try to repeat the same pattern on the other side. So guys, I'm gonna go ahead and let you watch this part. There is, you know, nothing, you know, more, you know, to explain about it, and then we'll come back to show you the finished result. And this is the finished result, guys. I was really extremely satisfied with the way the vase look. It looks very romantic, very girlish. It's so pretty, guys. And you can use, you know, either one rose just by itself to, you know, inside the vase, or you can use the vase by itself like this, or you can use like a bouquet of flowers. That's what I did. I just went and take some pick and proposes tie it to a stick with a yellow ribbon, and then I added to my vase, and it looks extremely very beautiful, and my daughters love it because you have like you know, things that girl likes, the dancing ballerina and some flowers, and as well it's shiny. Okay guys, now this is the finished result. I hope you enjoyed this video and that vase. I hope you like it just as I, you know, as much as I like it. If you do, guys, go ahead and hit the thumbs up, give me a like on this video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so, guys. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can be notified on all my new video. Guys, thank you so much for stopping by. Enjoy the rest of the video, and guys, as always, be blessed and stay blessed. Love you. Bye.